Want to learn how to use if function together with and function in Excel? This video is for you. If you already work with Excel, you have probably used the if function before. The if function is very useful by itself, but we can make it even more powerful by combining it with other functions like and. In this video, I will show you a simple example so you can understand how to use if and and function together in Excel. So let's get started. But first, if you are not very familiar with these two functions, let's take a quick look at which one does. The if function returns one value if a condition is true and another value if the condition is false. The syntax is: the logical test is the condition you want to check. The value if true is what Excel will show when the condition is true. And the value if false is what Excel will show when the condition is false. Let's look at a simple example. Here I want to check if the student passed or failed. The rule is simple. The student's average must be greater than 5. So I can use the if function like this. Equal sign if open parentheses b2 greater than 5, comma. If this condition is true, show passed, comma. Otherwise, show failed. Close parentheses, and that's it. If the average is greater than 5, Excel shows passed. If the average is 5 or less, Excel shows failed. Now let's look at the AND function. The AND function is used when you want to check if two or more conditions are true at the same time. It returns true if all conditions are true, and if at least one condition is false, it returns false. For example, let's say the cell A1 contains the number 9. I want to check if this number is between 1 and 10. So I can use equal sign and open parentheses A1 greater than 1, comma, A1 less than 10. Close parentheses. Because both conditions are true, the result is true. But if I change the second condition, now the result is false. That's because A1 is 9, so the second condition is not true. So now you know how these two functions work separately. Let's see how you can use them together in a practical example. Here I have a table for customers in a store. And I want to give a discount coupon to customers who make 3 purchases of at least $50 each. So I need to check 3 conditions. The first purchase must be greater than or equal to 15. The second purchase must also be greater than or equal to 50. And the third purchase must also be greater than or equal to 50. This is a perfect situation for using if together with and. Let's create the formula. I start with the if function. Then, inside the if function, I use the and function. Now, I check the first purchase. B2 greater equal 50, comma. Then I check the second purchase, comma. And finally, I check the third purchase. Now I close the AND function. At this point, the AND function will return true if all 3 purchases are at least $50. So I go back to the if function. If the result is true, I want Excel to show coupon earned. Now I need to define what happens if the result is false. In this case, I want Excel to show no coupon, close parentheses, and press enter. Now I can use the fill handle to copy the formula to the other customers. Excel can now identify which customers earned a coupon and which customers did not. The important thing to understand here is that AND checks all the conditions, while if decides what result Excel should display. You can use the same idea in many different situations. For example, you can check if the person meets several requirements, if a product meets multiple conditions, or if a customer qualifies for a special offer. I hope this video helped to understand how to use if and AND function together in Excel. If you have any questions, leave the comment below. Thanks for watching and see you the next video.